try much, catch one. Flavor, 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 flavor. French vanilla, French vanilla, French vanilla, flavor, flavor. French vanilla, French vanilla, French vanilla, flavor, flavor. Girl, I need your girl, I want your girl, I love your flavor, flavor. French vanilla, French vanilla. Instruction time, hey girl. Come bubble on the pot now. Bubble on the pot now, hey. Just wine on the pot now. Bubble on the pot now. You got me saying, oh, oh, oh. Is there anything good, girls, in the party tonight? French vanilla, French vanilla, French vanilla, flavor, flavor. French vanilla, French vanilla, French vanilla, flavor, flavor. Girl, I need your girl, I want your girl, I love your flavor, flavor. French vanilla, French vanilla, French vanilla. I like your lips, your waist, where you wetting up the place I want to lick. Your thighs and I never tell no lie. I like your flavor, 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 flavor. Ah, French vanilla, French vanilla, French vanilla, flavor, flavor. French vanilla, French vanilla, French vanilla, flavor, flavor. Girl, I need your girl, I want your girl, I love your flavor, flavor. French vanilla, French vanilla, French vanilla. West Indian girl, Latina girl, my African girl, my Asian girl, American girl, yeah, my European girl, from all around the world. Girls, flavor, flavor,
Greetings, greetings, greetings and salutations on now. It's all about the flavor.
French vanilla, French vanilla, flavor, flavor.
The sound of Motto kicking things off tonight. Track called Flavor.
I need your girl, I want your girl, I love your
I want to say big up to each and everyone locked in right now. Those on TuneIn Radio on the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew.
time, hey girl.
Welcome, welcome.
On the pot now. Bubble on the pot now.
Those healing from across the pond on Harmony Radio. Top of the morning to you guys over there in the UK.
You got me saying, oh, oh, oh.
Much love to the New Jersey Massive.
Listen, good girls in the party tonight.
Hanging out on NIE Radio. Chilling with New Jersey's finest. The Motivator.
French vanilla, French vanilla, flavor, flavor. Girl, I need your girl, I want your
I want to say blessings to those out in New York.
French vanilla, French vanilla, French vanilla.
Chilling on island worldwide. Exhibiting the power of music.
Now be place I want
Much love, China Nicole.
your thighs and I
Blessings, Gary.
like your flavor, flavor,
Big ups to the Long Island Massive.
flavor,
Locked in on Reggae Pulse Radio.
flavor.
DJ Atomic Force and the crew. Much love to you.
French vanilla, French vanilla, flavor, flavor. French vanilla, French vanilla.
I want to say big ups to the Massive out of Texas.
Girl, I need your girl, I want your
Those locked in on WGLRO, home of the Donny Walker Morning Show.
French
The People Station.
vanilla,
Taking you from the sheets to the streets, touching from Detroit to Denmark and all points in between.
Latina girl,
Those locked in on Allowap Radio.
Asian girl,
Those on Dusik Media Group.
American girl,
Much love to you.
young girl, from all around the world.
I want to say big ups to those on the Foundation Radio Network, ClintonLindsay.com.
Flavor, 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 flavor.
Big ups Mr. Lindsay.
French vanilla, French vanilla, flavor, flavor.
Mr. Twinkle Toes himself.
Vanilla, French vanilla.
I don't think he'll ever lose that name for me.
Need your girl, I want your girl, I love your flavor, flavor. French vanilla, French vanilla. Instruction time, hey girl. Come bubble on the pot now.
I want to say big ups to those on PEMGTV.com.
Just wine on the pot now.
Those on YouTube Live.
Pot now. You got me saying, oh, oh, oh.
Those on Facebook Live.
Anything good.
Those hanging out in the stew pot on Zeno FM and on Clubhouse.
French vanilla, flavor, flavor. French vanilla, French vanilla.
Blessings to you.
Flavor, flavor. Girl, I need your girl, I want your girl.
Those chilling out right here at the home of the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew, kevinstew.com, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment.
Your lips, your waist.
So glad to have each and every one of you.
Yes, I want to lick.
I couldn't do it without you,
Nah, never.
and I wouldn't even try. You have my word on that.
Flavor, 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 flavor.
Because y'all had all the flavor, yeah?
French vanilla, French vanilla, French vanilla.
I want to say thank you to my segment sponsors.
French vanilla, French vanilla.
Pulse Media Group, and being in the moment is priceless. Give them a call.
I want your girl, I love the flavor.
They can do everything you see here on kevinstew.com and more.
French vanilla.
You have a church service, a wedding, a party, a graduation, a seminar that you want to stream live on a secure platform, whether yours or theirs. Give them a call, 754-999-1140.
French vanilla, flavor, flavor.
And tell them Kevin Stew sent you.
French vanilla.
Because you got this event
Girl, I need
and you're looking for streaming solutions.
I love the flavor, flavor. French vanilla, French vanilla.
I want to say thanks to Althea and her healing heavenly hands.
Bubble on the pot now.
Althea is a licensed massage therapist operating out of Broad County, North Miami-Dade and South Palm Beach counties.
Bubble on the
She comes to you, bringing her table, her oils, and over 20 years massage therapy experience.
Is there anything good girls in the party tonight?
Give her a call, 954-655-9000. That's 954-655-9000. Schedule your appointment today. She only has one request outside of paying her. It is that you get off her table and go sleep somewhere else when she's done. It's called the Kevin Stew Clause. You can ask her why it's called the Kevin Stew Clause. I want to say thank you to Ray Global Entertainment. Ray Global acts as your booking agents, handle your tour management, take care of your business registration, legal service referrals, music production, marketing and promotion, and much, much more. Give them a call, 954-804-8199, or check them out online, reggaeglobal.com. Tell them you heard about them on the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew. Thank you to McNeil Trucking. They're veteran owned, licensed and insured in the state of Florida. They're movers, and with them your goods are in good hands. So you wanna move from Key West to Jacksonville, put some things in storage, don't have the manpower, don't have the transportation, don't worry, you have the name, you have the number. McNeil Trucking, 954-406-9740. That's 954-406-9740. Thank you, McNeil Trucking. What's your flavor? It's a healthy love night. Inviting you to call a friend, tell a friend, friends of your friends, friends of your enemies, enemies of your friends, and your enemies too. Tonight we're talking ultra processed food. You see, you got food, you got processed food, and you have ultra processed food. Numbers to call, numbers to text to get you in touch. 773-789-STEW. 773-789-7839. One more time. 773-789-7839. You can call, you can text, you can WhatsApp, you can Telegram. I'll get you in live and in living color right here in the studio. If you don't want to use that, no problem. Go ahead and jump into the stew pot on kevinstew.com. If you're wondering what the stew pot is, it's what others call a chat room. But because we're fancy on kevinstew.com, we call it the stew pot. It's where we keep things interactive and bubbling. So come on over to kevinstew.com. You don't need to register. You don't need to offer your firstborn an internal organ or a blood sacrifice. Just go to kevinstew.com and you are there. You can remain anonymous if you choose, or you can let me know who it is that I'm interacting with. And you get to add the flavor to the broadcast, yeah? Cool. Thank you, Motto. The track called Flavor kicking us off tonight. So, here we are looking at ultra-processed foods, and I'm pretty sure some people are going, wait, ultra-processed? What's that? When you have processed food and then you microwave it, what does it become? How does it become ultra-processed? What kind of food is this? How does that taste? Well, you'd be surprised to know that you've been consuming a lot of ultra processed foods for a very long time. Scary? Maybe not yet. Maybe when you realize what ultra processed food is and what it does, then you might be a little bit scared. But I'm not here to try to frighten anybody. Just so that you know. I want you to be informed, yeah. But frightened? No. Hey, cuz, how you doing? How's the weather down there in Jamaica? So, first question, and I'm pretty sure it's a question on many people's lips. What is ultra processed food? Well, according to heartandstroke.ca, yeah, Heart and Stroke. This is a Canadian website, and they say people in Canada consume almost 50% of their daily calories from ultra processed foods, according to research commissioned by Heart and Stroke. And that means almost half of the food that is consumed in Canada each day has been significantly changed from its original state, with salt, sugar, fat, additives, preservatives, and or colors added. That is artificial coloring. Now, what we eat has a big impact on our health. And ultra processed foods, things like candy, soft drinks, pizza, chips, they do not contain enough of the beneficial nutrients that the body requires. The more ultra processed food we eat, the poorer the overall nutritional quality of our diet. Well, it stands to reason now, doesn't it? But there's some good news in the midst of this gloomy definition and information that we are starting off the broadcast with. Not every food that comes in a box is ultra processed. And if that kind of makes you raise an eyebrow and squint an eye, there is things to consider, right? So it's a classification system called NOVA that was developed by an international panel of food scientists and researchers. And this classification is a list that helps to give a better understanding of what falls into this classification of ultra processed food. And it splits foods into 4 categories. You have your unprocessed or minimally processed foods, your processed foods, your ultra processed foods. Now, I'm not too sure how exactly they got 4 categories out of those 3, but we're going to work with it. That's what they said. That's what we're working with. Okay. So, for your unprocessed or minimal, well, I guess this is how you end up with 4, because you have unprocessed and you have minimally processed. So that's 2. With that, you want to think of things like your vegetables, your grains, your legumes, fruits, nuts, meats, seafood, herbs, spices, garlic, eggs, and milk. I guess that is where the minimally processed come in with the milk. But you have to be careful with the milk too. So be mindful, yeah? Hey Marva, how you doing? Hey Pat, what did you cook today, Pat? Tell me. How was the weather in New York? I heard you guys had a tornado scare. You told me you guys had a tornado scare this morning. You know, what's the weather like today? What was it for the remainder of the day? When it comes to unprocessed and minimally processed foods, you want to make these real whole foods the basis of your diet. You'd hear Marva talk about it all the time. If you haven't been a regular listener to this broadcast, then you can also check in the archives. You can look for the broadcast called Eat, Sleep, Meditate. You can look for the one called Share, Simple, Healthy, Easy, Inexpensive Recipes. You can look for anything with Marva Riley, and you'll hear her talk about it. and pretty much going this route saved her life. And for those of you watching on YouTube live, she is in the chat over there on YouTube, so you can interact with her. But better than that, how about you just interact with her like right now, since she is making my night and giving us a call. Hey, Marva.
Hi, Kevin. I had to stay up to talk to you tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand, when Marva calls in on this show live, she's making a sacrifice because this time is past her bedtime. So you know you're special when she calls in at this time. What's going on, Marva?
Wow, I just had to call in tonight because you're touching a subject that actually I was listening to Dr. Furman this past week, being interviewed by two Caucasian physicians,
Yes.
and they were discussing Dr. Furman's book, The Fast Food Genocide. And I actually went on Amazon and ordered it.
Okay.
I must read it. Yes, I'm so excited to chat with you and to listen to what you have to say tonight.
But it's interesting that people are still being amazed when we talk about food that can potentially just put you in the ground, literally kill you. When I talk about serial killers and they think, oh, that's a cute play on words, but not really thinking, oh, that's this food that comes in this colorful box that looks so delicious and nutritious that we're giving to our children, and some of us as adults are consuming every day as a quick meal to get us started in the day, is really slowing us down. And we can't wrap our minds around it because it is being produced in ridiculous quantities and made readily available for everyone. And
I think to be honest with you, I really don't. People might be amazed, but I think people are amazed because of lack of knowledge, because of ignorance. And I say that because I am a registered nurse over 22 years, and I was a registered nurse, went to nursing school for years, studied nutrition, etc. And I was very ignorant about what proper nutrition is supposed to look like until I became deathly sick. And I started doing my own research. People don't know. A lot of people don't know.
right. And even with you talking about being deathly sick, I don't think people get a full grasp of it. 'Cause when I say, yeah, these are the things that saved your life. When you talk about changing your diet, when you talk about eating, sleeping, and meditating, simple things like this, and it actually saving your life. People would be thinking, why? Kevin is just being extra. He's just yanking our chains. But here she is, live and well today, once at death's door.
You know what, Kevin? I was listening to a physician who teaches plant-based eating and also holistic lifestyle to heal your body. He's a medical doctor. He was a cardiologist in an intensive care for many years. Dr.
Yes.
Milton Mills is a black physician. Look him up if you would. Milton Mills. And he's also a Seventh-day Adventist. And he was telling a story about how when he tells people that it's as simple as changing your diet, including some exercise, getting adequate sleep, to reverse cardiac disease and diabetes and hypertension and all these things. and they look at him like as if he has two
3 heads.
heads.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that he said it reminds him of a story with Naaman, and Naaman, the rich guy who was sick with leprosy, and he went to the prophet, expecting the prophet was going to do something phenomenal for him, and the prophet did not even come out to speak with him. The prophet said, "Go and wash in the pool 7 times."
Mm-hmm.
And Naaman, who was very wealthy and was there with many servants and soldiers, he became offended, and he said, "You go tell him to take his butt out here and heal me, and pray to his God to heal me." And the prophet said, "I'm not coming out. What I want you to go tell him to go dip in that pool 7 times and he'll be healed."
Mm.
And Naaman walked away and was very mad.
Yes.
Because what the prophet told him to do seemed too simple.
Yeah.
And the man's servant girl said, "But master, if he had told you to do something exorbitant, would you have done it?" He said, "Yes." Well, he said, "What will it harm you to
Do the
go
simple
dip
thing.
7 times?"
Mm.
And he did, and he was healed. Well, the thing is that people think that just eating some fruits and vegetables and nuts and drinking water instead of soda is just so simple.
Mm-hmm.
They'd rather go take the pills and the chemotherapy and have somebody butcher them with a knife than just change the way they eat to reverse the diseases that they have or to prevent it.
Well,
It's just too simple.
it's either that, or they think it is too simple that something as readily available, something as tasty as a soda, something as tasty as a fruit drink, not juice that you juiced yourself,
Mhm.
could be so harmful. Something like a box of cereal that is fortified with calcium and iron and vitamins could be harmful.
Mhm. The
Maybe
thing,
it is a thought that could be the thought that is too simple. No, that it can't be that. It has to be something else.
the thing is that these foods, okay, so the thing is that, Kevin, we are food addicts, all of us. We're severely addicted to food.
Mm-hmm.
You think of addiction, you think, oh, alcohol, cigarettes, sex, or whatever it is. We are severely addicted to food.
Yes, we are.
And the food that we are most addicted to is sugar.
Yes.
The brain lights up when the brain smells sugar. The brain lights up like the brain lights up when crack or cocaine or one of those heavy things is introduced into our body. That's how the brain lights up
It's
when
true.
when sugar enters the body.
It's true.
And it gets addicted. And if you say, for example, if you stop having sugar or a lot of sugar for 2-3 weeks, the brain won't crave it.
Yeah.
It's like cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
But the moment you introduce that sugar again, the brain says, uh-huh, and it just hooks onto it again. So we're addicted, and if we recognize that we are addicted, then that half of the battle is won, because then we'll be able to do something about it.
One of the other things that I have always had a problem with, Marvel, is I started off going through a list of unprocessed and minimally processed foods. Your veggies, your grains, legumes, fruits, nuts, meats, seafood, herbs, spices, garlic, eggs, milk.
Mm-hmm.
And the availability of those, and how much people gravitate toward them. Because even with the veggies and the fruits and grains, when people start to talk, okay, we're gonna eat healthy, and the other day you touched on this. They are going to say, "Boy, here is this veggie burger. Here is this veggie chicken, this veggie steak." The most recent one that some people, as this one video where somebody was saying, "No man, you're going too far. No, veggie oxtail." And they have all of these things, and you have your vegan slash vegetarians slash health food nuts saying, "Yeah, I'm staying away from these meats, but here is this alternative to meat that I'm going to divulge in." Why? Because it is veggie. But
Brainwash.
how did they make it?
It's the brainwash, Kevin. No longer are we thinking for ourselves. We allow the food industry. Like I heard these three doctors when they were talking, they said there is no pharmaceutical industry without a food industry. None.
None whatsoever.
The reason why you have big pharmaceutical companies making trillions of dollars off us is because of the food industry and brainwash that they have brainwashed us. But
Yes.
we've allowed ourselves to be brainwashed. Now it's time we wake up and start questioning what it is they're saying, questioning that cereal that they're marketing to our children on YouTube Kids. We've got to take back what they have taken from us. We got to wake up, and we're smart people, but we need to start acting like we're smart. Not because they say to us that veggie burger is good. That doesn't make it good. Were your grandparents who lived to be 100 or 90 years old eating veggie burger?
Thank you, please.
Or if they ate burger, were they eating real meat? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Were all these processed? There's a fella there's a fella that I follow on Instagram. He's called himself Titus Unlimited. He said, and another one, Dr. J something. They say if the food was not around 100 years ago, we should not be eating it now.
Mm-hmm.
So all these processes, packages and packages. The thing is that folks have to get back to cooking like our grandparents and our great-grandparents and our parents did, because people are dying left, right, and center by the drove, okay,
Yes.
from diseases caused by processed and ultra-processed foods. We need to go back, like somebody said to me the other day, what can they eat for carbohydrate? And they're Jamaicans. And I said, what happened to the good old yam and potato and cocoa and pumpkin?
Please ask the
What happened to
question
that?
again. Please ask the question.
And green banana and plantain. What happened to that?
Please ask them.
What
Because
happened to the good old gungu and red peas and black beans and those things?
yes,
What happened to those things?
you'd think that they don't exist anymore.
I don't know. We don't need to eat quinoa. We don't need to eat farro. We don't need to eat those things if we live in the Caribbean and if we live in Florida and places like that where you can get green banana and those things. There's no need to. You can eat those things. You can get your cabbage. You can get your carrot. It's time people start cooking. Now, the thing is that I do know people are busy.
Yes.
But did you know that you can actually cook these food, parcel them up in a container and stick them in the back of your fridge? And when you come home from work in the evening, you pop it in the microwave or put it on your stove top, reheat it, and you have something sumptuous to eat. You can cook enough cabbage, you can cook enough chicken, you can cook enough beef, whatever real food. You can cook enough for a few days, parcel it up, and you'll have something to take for lunch and something to eat for dinner when you come home. But you
Right.
cannot continue to eat these frozen foods, these processed food, these ultra processed food, because they are causing cancer, they're causing heart disease, they're causing stroke, they're causing high blood pressure, they're leading to diabetes, they're causing autoimmune disorder, they're causing arthritic pain, joint pain, obesity, breathing problem, bowel problem, every sickness known to man, dementia,
Yes.
is because of what we are putting in our mouth and what we're not putting in our mouth.
Right.
When are we gonna wake up? When are we gonna wake up? People are dying young.
Too young.
Young.
Too young.
Stroke out. Heart attack at tender ages, because we are not eating right. And still at these restaurants, because a lot of these restaurants, even the ones that call themselves vegan restaurants, is crap.
Talk it.
It's crap. It's once in a while we treat ourselves to these things. I'm not saying I don't eat 100% healthy. Once in a while, like a couple of weeks ago, I went to an ice cream place and I bought myself an ice cream. It's once in a while. I don't put it in my refrigerator. I have not had a pound of sugar in my house in years.
Mm.
And the thing is that our taste bud, as Dr. Furman would say, our taste muscle is reprogrammable and it can change. You
Yes.
don't, even though you might say, oh, I have a sweet tooth. You don't have to have a sweet tooth forever.
Yeah.
It can change. But we've got to take our health back. I am just so tired of seeing people dying left, right, and center from cancer and all kind of diseases because we don't discipline ourselves to eat properly and practice a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah. As simple as that.
Discipline.
I have never heard it more simple than how you had put it in your first book. Eat, sleep, meditate. I haven't heard it any more simple than that.
The thing is, Kevin, that there's a phrase that says, well, Hippocrates is called the father of Western medicine.
Yes.
Thousands of years ago, he said, let your food be your medicine and your medicine be your food.
Yes.
It was correct then and it is correct now. Well, I can say also that ultra processed food and processed food is your poison.
Yes.
It's poisoning your body. But you know, the body is a powerful machine. Even though we might have been feeding it with poison, feeding that body with poison for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, the body is very forgiving. And the body is a powerful healing machine.
Mm-hmm.
If you start now to change your eating habit and start taking baby steps, that body will immediately start healing itself. It's like, for example, if you are a smoker for years,
yes,
the moment you stop smoking, the body starts healing itself. And I read this week that after 15 years of not smoking, it's like as if you never smoked. The body heals itself.
Funny how we always overlook that little aspect of the regenerative properties of the human body if it operates in the proper environment, which means how the environment that you're living in externally and the environment inside your body, your gut biome or gut microbiome. We tend to forget that your overall health ends up being dictated by your gut health. And
makes sense.
I guess because I'm a DJ and not a DR, it people, when I say it, they just think it's for entertainment purposes. But I learned it from a DR. And here is an RN agreeing with me about it. So I can't be that too far off.
And you know what, Kevin? It's common sense. And I think it's
Come
about
on.
time. It's about time that we stop um having people who, because they have a degree behind their name, dictate what we believe. A lot of things is common sense. Okay, and there's a lot of information out there in books, on the web, okay, that you can know a lot more than an RN, a DO, an MD, or whoever, because the information is out there. It don't take a doctor to tell anyone that your gut health is important, okay? Because if you say, for example, if you're allergic to milk, which a lot of black people are allergic to dairy.
Yes, we have lactose intolerance is prevalent.
Yes, it's an allergy,
Yes.
okay? And so if you drink milk or eat ice cream, your life is a living hell, because not only will you have the cramping, you'll have the diarrhea, you'll have the pain, you'll get dizzy, you'll get lightheaded, your whole body is thrown off. So my dad, for my adopted dad, is 90 years old. He can't read and write. But I remember 3 years ago when I was home, he said to me, "Do you exercise?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Very good." He said, "Do you eat vegetables?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Very good." He can't read or write. Well, he knows the importance of eating vegetables. He knows the importance of exercise. And
Yes.
when he sits at his table and he'll dine. But what is he eating? Pumpkin and carrot. And he told me, he said, sweet potato is good for you and things like that. You don't have to have a doctorate to know those common sense things. And you don't need a doctor to say to you, you need to eat vegetables. Okay, you don't. Say you do. You go online and you look, and there are tons of medical doctors and DOs and dietitians that are saying, listen, the research has shown that if you include more plants, more vegetables, more fruits, more nuts, more grains, etc., roots in your diet, you are at a higher risk for resisting diseases such as cancer. Even the American Cancer Society, the
They
World
advise it.
Health
Yes.
Organization, they all say eat more plants.
Yes.
And another one poison that they're all saying, they've all classified the processed meat, processed poultry, the hot dog, the hamburger, the bacon and
Bacon.
such,
Yeah.
as class 1 carcinogenic,
Carcinogens. Yes.
meaning not that they may cause cancer, but that they do cause cancer.
Correct.
They've classified red meat, which includes pork and lamb and beef, as carcinogenic. So the information is out there, Kevin, DJ. You don't have to have an MD or DO behind your name. Once you do a little reading, you'll find out these things. You know what? I did a video on Facebook today, and I was talking about how the American dietary recommendation, okay, recommends that you divide your plate in 4. 1/4 is protein, which they now say plant protein is appropriate. But there's protein, there's whole grains, there's fruits, and there's vegetables. That's the recommendation. If you go on myplate.gov,
It has always
you'll
been.
see it. Yeah.
It has
But
always been.
we don't read. They don't emphasize that. They don't have it on YouTube. They don't have it on mainstream media. So it's tucked away there, and people don't know. So we have to start reading and doing our own research and our own digging, and don't wait until we are diagnosed with cancer, heart disease, or bowel disease, or some kind of disease before we start doing some searching. Start now and be proactive. It's your life. It's your health.
But apparently somebody else has to be trending in order for you to get on board with whatever it is that you need to do to take care of yourself. If it's not
Well,
trending, apparently it is not a thing.
well, I'm hoping that those that are listening tonight and those that will listening will be listening to the replay, that they'll wake up and they'll realize that their health is their responsibility and they've got to take care of it. Because you know what? When we get sick by ourselves. We don't get sick with a husband, a partner, or children, or
Or your
doctor,
social media
anyone,
following.
or social, all by ourselves. We're the only ones that are going to suffer with pain and die.
Mm-hmm.
So we better take care of ourselves and not listen. Eat real food. That's the bottom line. If you have to cook it,
Yeah.
not microwave, but if you have to cook it, it's real food. It's if it's vegetables, if it's roots, if it's rice, if it's meat, if it's egg, you have to cook it. That's real food. And that's what we should be eating.
Listen, God bless the people that still have farms that raise their food. Whether they grow it out to the ground or they nurture it from baby. You know, they're eating real food.
Yes. But Kevin, even if you don't, if you're not privileged enough to grow your own food, and I know that the food that we buy in the grocery stores are not the best,
Mm-hmm.
but they are much better than buying the frozen packaged food.
Yes.
Like
And the fast
I
food.
don't, and the fast food. It's much better. Yeah, I've heard people say, oh, but the salad, and the chemical and whatever. Well, what's better? Wash those vegetables with some apple cider vinegar and chop it up and make your salad.
Yep.
It's much better than eating fast food, processed food, frozen food, because even the vegetables that are frozen, yeah, they're better than not having any vegetable, but they're not. They are void of a lot of nutrients because they've been sitting in the freezer and on shelves for months, probably years.
Yeah. We can't really tell, but yes. And
Yeah.
even with I remember I did a broadcast talking about how food in the grocery stores are recycled, especially the meats. And just the other day I grossed someone out because they didn't realize it. You go into the store and you see seasoned meat and you think, oh, the convenience. All I need to do is pop this in a pot and I'm good to go. Well, the seasoned meat is the meat that was old and it started going bad, and because they don't want to throw it out, they want to make sure that they might capitalize on their money as best as possible. They just season it, repackage it, and now you have seasoned meat ready for you.
I did not even know that.
Check it out.
I did not.
This is the
And you know what, Kevin?
second thing I've
I would.
addressed, and you said you didn't know. Diabetes one, the 1.5 was the other one.
I tell you, Kevin, the thing is that even the seasoning, even if they were putting seasoning on good healthy meat, I wouldn't want to buy it because who knows what kind of seasoning? Because some years ago they talked about MSG raising people's blood pressure.
Yes.
MSG is still being used, and there's a seasoning called Sazon, I think it's called. Sazon has MSG and other ingredients that you can't even pronounce. So your best bet is go back to how your grandmother used to cook. Your grandmother used to put a little bit of salt and a little bit of black pepper.
Cut up
And
some
so
onion, thyme, scallion, garlic.
scallion and
Yes.
thyme, and cook the food, and nothing not sweeter than that.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
That's what we need to do. And then you don't have time to cook. Cook a whole chicken or something. Parsley it up,
Cook it
put
one
it
time,
in your
yeah.
freezer, and then when you're ready, you take it out and warm it up. Real food.
Yeah.
Cook enough rice and peas, for example. Buy good quality rice. Stay away from the white rice because the white rice been polished and it's poison.
Mm-hmm.
So buy good quality rice.
Yes.
Cook some good old rice and peas because that peas is good. The coconut oil is good. You're gonna throw some onion and stuff in it. I know I'm talking to Caribbean people mainly. And you cook enough, parcel
Yeah.
it up in some Ziploc bag, put it in your freezer. When you're ready for it, you take it out and you heat it up. Even salad can be pre-prepared. You
Yeah.
can make a whole bunch of salad, put your salad in mason jars and
Yes.
make maybe no more than 5 days work. Put in mason jars. Don't put the salad dressing on it yet or anything, just your salad and your fruits.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in the back of your refrigerator, and each day you just grab your salad. You don't have to make salad fresh every day. Where
Yeah.
there's a will,
There's a
my
way.
friends, beautiful people, where there's a will, there is a way. If you really want to eat healthy, you'll make it happen. It just takes a little bit of planning.
Indeed. Before you go, let me toss in the processed food and the unprocessed and the ultra processed foods, because I talked about the minimally processed and unprocessed foods, right? So here we go. When ingredients such as oil, sugar, or salt are added to foods and they are packaged, the result is processed foods. Example being the simple bread, cheese, tofu, canned tuna, or beans. And these foods have been altered, but not in a way that is detrimental to health. They are convenient and help you build nutritious meals. So not everything that is packaged is bad for you, because I will grab a tin of sardine or a tin of mackerel in a heartbeat. In fact, I will choose a tin of Alaskan salmon, wild caught Alaskan salmon, over the salmon in the store. Why? Because the packaged in the tin wild caught Alaskan salmon typically is wild caught Alaskan salmon. And the one in the store that looks nice and red and juicy is your farm raised salmon that they add coloring to it.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people might think that, oh, Stu, you're just making it up. Go check it out. I have
Yeah,
no reason to make it up.
if you some years ago, a layperson said to me, buy the regular salmon at the store and wash it a few times and you will see
Yeah,
the color, it's no longer pink.
right.
And I think even meats, they do that too.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, you buy the beef, it looks nice and pink and red or, fleshy and so. And when you wash it a few times, it becomes white.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a food coloring.
Yes.
I read some years ago that they actually put red food coloring in the water where they farm raise the salmon.
Really?
Yes.
So that because the salmon changes color when it's swimming upstream. So it's in that period when they're mating, they're spawning, they're going upstream. That is when you get that bright red salmon. And typically that's the end of their cycle, their life cycle, because a lot of them get eaten on the way up because the animals that eat salmon, your bear, your hawks, your eagles, they know, hey, here's some really juicy salmon on the way.
Mm-hmm.
So pay attention to these things. Understand the life cycles of some of these foods that you're consuming. The animals, the fish, the meat, the produce that you're getting out of the stores. Understand what it is that they would go through in their regular life cycle. Understand what you would get from the butcher and how that would look.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll give you a better idea of how little or how much what you're consuming is processed. When you get into ultra processed foods, this is a category where almost 50% of our calories come from, according to Heart and Stroke. And this is where actually you should cut back, because these foods go through multiple processes: extrusion, molding, milling. They contain many added ingredients and are highly manipulated. Your soft drinks, your chips, I'm gonna break some hearts, your chocolate, your candy, your ice cream, your sweetened breakfast cereals. You hear me talk about cereal killers? Your sweetened breakfast cereals. Your packaged soups. A lot of people want to just grab the minute soup and just toss it in them. Your packaged soups. Chicken nuggets, hot dogs, fries. And the list goes on.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of these so-called foods that you just named
Yes.
are the very foods that we feed our children
Regularly.
regularly.
And they are
maybe
readily
even
available everywhere.
and maybe the kids are eating more and very readily available. Yeah, because the schools are also feeding our children these poisons. My little granddaughter is 2.5, and
Mhm.
she is in this pre-K, pre-something. And the parents never gave her junk food.
Yes.
She went to school, and the school said, okay, we're going to be providing
Lunch.
breakfast. I
Okay.
think breakfast and anyway, the school provides a meal or two meals, and the parents send lunch, something like that. I think
Okay.
maybe snack and
Snack
breakfast,
and
something
breakfast.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the parents send lunch. So the mom bought a really nice lunch bag and everything, and packing the grapes and all that for the child. And every day she brings the food back home. Why? Because the other kids who eat lunch at school, I think that's what it is, that she had the option of eating lunch or not. And the parents said no, they would send it. The other kids that are eating lunch at whose table she sits at,
They're not
they're
eating that kind
eating
of
the
stuff.
junk. Yes,
Right.
and that's what she wants.
Yes.
And she will not eat the healthy food. She brings it back home. And when I was there for her sister's first birthday in July, and
Mm-hmm.
she said, Grandma, I want I want candy and I want cookie. I said, Grandma will never
Mm.
give you candy and cookie. I said, candy and cookie will make your teeth rotten and fall out.
Mm.
And she looked at me strange. But yeah, these are the very things that we're feeding our children. Chicken nuggets, because we give them to our kids. It's so convenient. We pop them in the microwave. We'll give it to the kids.
Yeah.
Hot dog, oh my God. French fries, you don't have to make your own French fries. French fries are so readily available. It's in the freezer. They pop it in the microwave, and the kids are eating, and they're eating ice cream, and they're eating chips, and they're drinking sweet drink. And as for the cereal,
I tell you.
my God. Yeah.
It wasn't very long
Anyway,
ago that I revisited serial killers. I couldn't find the original one that I did to repost it, so I did a brand new one. And so that is there. Your serial killers, they're out there. And I went through a list, not an extensive list, of serials that do more harm than good. In fact,
yeah.
I have some to touch on tonight. So, with half an hour to go before I get into musical therapy, I'm going to squeeze some more info in here.
And I'm going to say good night.
I know you are going to. But thank you very much, Marva. I truly appreciate love whenever you call in and share, and especially when you share of your own experiences and things that you have done to save your own life.
Yeah, and one quick thing before I leave. It is very difficult to change your eating habit, my dear friends and listeners. But you can start by making baby steps.
Mm-hmm.
Baby steps become bigger steps, become bigger steps, become bigger steps. And eventually, eating healthily will it become your normal lifestyle. And once you start eating healthily, believe me, you're going to look better. You're going to lose that weight. You're going to fit in those clothes that you have not been able to fit in. And you're going to have more energy. You're going to feel more alive. And guess what? You'll be able to ward off or reverse those health issues that so many people are plagued with, like diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, cancer, gastric problems, etc.
Indeed. Indeed.
Take care, Kevin. God bless.
Thank you, Marva. Take care. Love you much.
Oh,
All the best.
love you. Bye bye. Bye bye.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Nurse Marva Riley. Um, what more can I say? I don't need to add anything more to that, but I will. And I'll add it when we come back from the break. Call your friends, tell your friends, friends of your friends, friends of your enemies, enemies of your friends, and your enemies too. It's the healthy love right here on the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. We're talking ultra processed food. You know what it is? You know the dangers of it? We're going to squeeze that in when we come back from the break. So there's still time. You can call up some people. You can call in too. I have no problem leaving the rest of this information until next week. I can go back to it. If you have something to add, that is more valuable than this information because you have it to add right now, and I don't know where you'll be tomorrow, if you'll make it to tomorrow. So I'm going to give you the opportunity today to speak your piece, you know, to add to this presentation as best as you can, because all the information is good for everyone. As we jump off in a break, I do want to remind you, check out my Mary store. Get your eating right will fix your skin, I can tell you that. But for those that need some additional help, I do have a Mary Kay store, marykay.com/Kevin Stew, and I got involved because of the skincare products. And I'm not talking about your makeup and stuff. No. I'm talking about your skincare products, and more specifically, the more natural line of their skincare products, their botanicals, and their Mary Kay Naturals, and their shea creams and such. So you can go check those out. You can go to marykay.com/Kevin Stew and just go through the search. For men, there are some special things here for men, because men have skin too. So you can do your face care, your beard care, you can do your fragrances. For ladies, there are are there things there for the ladies. So go check it out, marykay.com/Kevin Stew.
Policy Media Group, innovative streaming and recording, has done it again. A new way to get your business in full view of your neighborhood consumer through AdShare TV. It's available in your neighborhood today. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. Become a host today and place a TV monitor in a strategic location so it's easy to see. Get a 1-minute video ad or longer that plays anywhere in our network. Can't be a host? No problem. For a few dollars, we'll run your 30-second video ad. A host can run announcement specials like buy one get one free or discount ads. Let's turn your flyers into a 30-second video with music or a voiceover, or let us create and run your video ad with a spokesperson. Take advantage of our early enrollment discount. Join us today. Your ad will be seen at least 30 times per day in your AdShare TV neighborhood. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. AdShare TV, part of Pulse Media Group.
Come on, smile. Oh, honey, he's still not smiling.
Maybe he's not a smiler.
Yeah, maybe he's just not a happy baby.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Or maybe he's teething.
Maybe it's just a phase.
Maybe he has autism, and we can definitely do something to help.
Maybe is all you need to find out more about autism. No big, joyful smiles by 6 months is one early sign. Learn the others at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Making great music is one thing, sharing it with the world, that's another. Let the professionals at Reggae Global Entertainment help you to another level. Specializing in artist management, booking, public relations and marketing, and promotion, Reggae Global Entertainment can help you with event planning, websites, photography, and video production, press releases, legal services, and graphic design. They can even help you with music production, so you can get the sound that you want every time. Call Reggae Global Entertainment at 954-804-8199. That's 804-8199. Or visit them online at reggaeglobalentertainment.com.
It's Christine representing for DJ Kevin. You see me, I say, I don't know the boss. You see me, I say, DJ Kevin's Stew and the night shift radio show. Yo, it thing at the thing, turn up the thing loud. Whoa, DJ Kevin's Stew have the heart of a champion. Never underestimate, just choose him. The silver line beyond the dark clouds. DJ Kevin's Stew believing, and that's no doubt. Salute the night shift radio show, Christine. This is hot it up. Loud. Kill the beast.
Holy man, I still see Rasta man, nanyam it. Rasta nanyam pork. Never hear say me I go mean with a goat. Animal cruelty me nah go support. I'm a thankful. I tells to me I promote. Be a veggie chunks when we are on board. Rasta na green come with beard with soap. I'm a thankful. Let this fall from rice and we have to give thanks to the yam and banana, the pumpkin the tough. Yeah, veggie chunks is a must. Yeah, let this fall from rice and have to give thanks to the yam and banana, the dashi the tough. I tell is a must. Yeah, wake up and gone in a kitchen, lift up the pot and side chicken wing. Me have to get mad and call the one Kim. Tell her with the shrubby rotty thing and laugh with me and run a joker. Chicken must cook for Rasta stove. Pass the knife from me cut up a jota with some rest of vegetable, maybe photo. Let this family rice and we have to give thanks to the yam and banana, the pumpkin the tough. Yeah, veggie chunks is a must. Yeah, let this fall from rice and have to give thanks to the yam and banana, the dashi the tough. I tell is a must. Catch you lettuce for me. I'm in a eat meat gravy. Can't catch you lettuce for me. I'm in a eat meat gravy. Yes, them I like them. Me a Rasta man, me no like dread. See the vegetable when it rise.
Got to toss in a little humor in there, you know.
Let this fall from rice and
so when I know power.
so the yam and banana, the pumpkin the tough.
His parody.
Veggie chunks.
The coffee's toast.
Let this fall from rice and
It's called Nanyam It.
I give thanks to the yam and banana, the dashi the tough.
It's Healthy Love right here on the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. Welcome back to the broadcast. We have a little bit more information to toss into you. I want to say big ups to those on Facebook Live, those on Clubhouse. We're going to part company with you, but there are some comments here on Facebook. Some people saying greetings. Big ups to you. Eric, much love, bro. It's been a minute. Big ups. Yeah, haven't heard some good jazz in a while, so I forgot to link up, Eric. Where are you playing these days? I don't even know. Big ups, Dr. KRB. Much love to you. Yeah, Sharon. Yes, true. Sharon says people don't even know what a carb or protein or fat, what it is, let alone what to do with them. And it's true. You know, a lot of people don't know how to classify their foods. But here's the thing. Everybody has a smartphone. And so information is at everybody's fingertips. So if you don't even know, let's say you didn't know yesterday, that's no excuse for you not knowing today, especially if you're asking a question. Look it up. There are resources at your fingertips. Use them up because I'm available. So I don't know what else to give you at this point as it relates to that. But I do have some more information. So the broadcast continues. Much love to the affiliates. Couldn't get it out for a moment there. Much love to the affiliates all over the globe. One Harmony Radio, NIE Radio, Island Worldwide, Reggae Pulse Radio, the Foundation Radio Network, Allo Up Radio, Deucet Media Group, WGLRO, PEMG TV, Zeno FM. Thank you all. Truly appreciate of you and the support that you give. Those on Facebook Live, those on Clubhouse are going to part company with you guys right about now. Come on over to kevinstew.com for the remainder of the broadcast. It is a place where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment. And if you have questions when we get done, good. Because my job here is to stimulate your appetite and not satisfy your hunger. So you should leave just a little bit hungry, if not very hungry. All right? So speaking of hungry and going back to the matter at hand, looking into this processed food and ultra processed food. Let me go ahead and put that back up so that people can see it. If you still want to call in, the phone line is still open. 773-789-STEW. 773-789-7839. Call, text, WhatsApp, Telegram, they all work. You can get me right here in the studio. So, looking at the ultra processed food, processed foods, and your home version. And your home version would really fall into the category of being your more real whole food, yeah? So, ultra processed food. Think sweetened breakfast cereal. For your processed food, think plain bran cereal. And for your home version, oatmeal made with rolled oats or steel cut oats and sweetened with honey. When was the last time you had some of that? I'm actually hoping to have some oatmeal in the morning for breakfast. Cross my fingers, say a small prayer. Your ultra processed drinks like sodas. Now, your processed version is artificially flavored sparkling water. Your home version, carbonated water with a splash of fruit juice or fruit slices. Yeah, man, if you have some fruits and you can slice them up and drop them in your carbonated water, then it gives the water the flavor of the fruit, and boom, bang, bing, you have your carbonated drink. In fact, there's a machine where you can have make your own carbonated drinks. It comes with these canisters, and you have your carbonated water, and you make your own carbonated drink. What's so bad about that? Get your fruits and juice them and then add some carbonated water and you have, boom, homemade soda. Processed, or I should say ultra processed, white bread. When was the last time you had some white bread? I can't tell the last time I had some white bread. And I don't want to have some white bread either, to be honest. Well, let me not whisper it. Let me say it out loud. To be honest, I don't want any white bread. No white bread. I don't even want white rice. Whole wheat bread with minimal ingredients is your better alternative. So you have your ultra processed, your processed food or minimally processed food with your whole wheat bread with minimal ingredients. Now, if you can make your own bread, now I am going to come and visit you for sure, because I want that bread. In fact, I'll buy bread from you if you make bread. How about that? Fried chicken. I know somebody just went, oh no, that can't be on the list. Just take everything we have. No. Fried chicken is your ultra processed. Your processed Adele rotisserie chicken. I guess it would be the salt additive or the seasonings that they use before they do the rotisserie. But it's a better alternative to the fried chicken. A better alternative to the deli rotisserie chicken is to roast your own chicken. So go buy a chicken, season it up, throw it in the oven, and you made it, you seasoned it, you know exactly what is in it. Ultra processed, your flavored candy bar with a long list of ingredients. Your processed version would be a simple candy bar with a short list of ingredients. Your better alternative or the best alternative, which would be your home alternative. And this one will make some of the same people that were crying about fried chicken actually smile when they hear this one. Dark chocolate squares. I know some people that get them dark chocolate any day. And you'd think that they would be consuming it like, give it to me all day, every day. No. I just want a piece. Give me a piece today. Give me a piece tomorrow. Give me a piece the next day. But dark chocolate is actually better for you than milk chocolate. I'm a milk chocolate kind of guy, to be honest. And dark chocolate is much better for you. I'm yet to get used to that bitter chocolate taste, but it is the better chocolate. It really reminds you. It's I guess as close as you can get to that ground cocoa in processed form. I guess that's as close as you can get to it. But yeah, your dark chocolate squares would be your best alternative to the flavored candy bar with a long list of ingredients. Your frozen or blended coffee drink, ultra processed. The processed version, a store bought cold brew. Your home version is your drip coffee. So you put your coffee in the coffee maker and you make your own coffee. That would be that version, which is the best version. Ultra processed mashed potato flakes. I know, again, some people, they're like, I used to always have Idaho horns. I remember not promoting them at all, to be honest. But mashed potato flakes, instant potatoes, instant mashed potato. Frozen potato is your processed alternative. And your home, which is your best alternative to all of that, is your fresh whole potatoes. Boil them, mash them, add a little seasoning, and you made your own mashed potato. I can tell you right now, I'm so sweet potatoed out. Oh boy, I'm so sweet potatoed out. I need a break from sweet potato right now. Ultra processed energy drink. Right about now, I am at the point where, with working out heavily once a week, I will have an energy drink after I work out. So once a week, I'll have an energy drink. The alternative, the processed alternative, so that's the ultra processed drink in reality. The processed alternative would be a sweet fruit juice. And the best alternative to that is freshly squeezed orange juice.
Yes.
Greetings and salutations. We have a caller. How are you? What you cook today?
What I had I had the chicken patty for dinner. That's what I had ate. But I'm sorry I didn't eat none for you, but it was good.
Okay.
So speaking about the weather this morning, the weather was really terrible in New York. It was drenching. We had even tornado flash
warnings.
What do you call it? Some on the TV screen. Yeah, it was very, very bad. But thank God, this was before 5 o'clock this morning. So
yes.
Other than everything went okay. We had partly sunny skies and Yes, I got caught there with another call that came in. I'm trying to remember what the subject was about again. Oh, you were mentioning
we're talking about ultra processed foods and processed food. And I know you are one that likes to cook.
Yes.
I you share that with us openly when you go into the chat room.
Yes, and sometimes even on the WhatsApp I share pictures also. I would recommend people eat a lot of vegetables because broccoli is good, kale is good.
Yes.
And I also recommend that people eat spinach, cabbage, carrots is good for you. Sometimes you eat some of the green foods, you eat the different color food is different with different ailments in the body.
Yes.
Bell peppers is good to eat.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, and apart from just eating your meat and fish and so on, but yes, your vegetables and your fruits is also very important, vital to the body. But what people also need to realize that a lot of these vegetables are also cleansing that cleans your gut. Your
Yes.
gut is the most important thing that people need to realize that they need to take care of, because all the diseases, the ailments come from within the gut. And if you don't cleanse it, you're going to have a lot of problems.
Indeed.
You
Indeed.
know, yeah, high blood pressure, sugar diabetes, you know, all different problems is also from the gut. It's not from the pancreas, as the doctors always mention. Have you ever heard about the microbiome?
Yes.
That's what that is also. Yes, there's a product that is good. That is out and it's very good. To use that to cleanse your gut.
Mm-hmm.
I will send you the information on that, and you can also share it with you know with our fans and loved ones that also come and listening also from the radio station.
By all
But it
means,
is
yes.
yeah, it's really interesting. So if anybody's interested in listening to more about it, I can send the information,
Send it
send you the
over.
link,
Oh yes, send it.
and you can just share it in the chat, and people can take a look tomorrow, and we go from there.
Oh yes.
Because the most important thing that people need to go back to is natural
But
things. Because go ahead.
even if we can't get to natural, as close to it as possible.
Yes, yes, yeah. So those things is good. Yeah, your gut is very important, and once your gut is cleared, it will build your immune system even from the ailments that is outside there.
Yes.
So yes, your system will flush properly, and so on. So that's something to look at. So I will definitely send you the link, and you can share it with our friends here.
Thank you very much, Pat.
You are so welcome, and it's so wonderful to hear your voice.
Well, it's always an honor and a privilege for me to have this opportunity to present. And when you guys come on and you stay on and you share of your own experiences too, it's the best part of doing this. So thank
Yes,
you.
yeah. You are so welcome, and you have a blessed evening.
All right,
I
you too.
was listening back in. All
Yes.
right, now take care.
All right,
All right,
take
bye
care.
bye.
Good night. So thank you again, Pat. Going down, continuing with this list, I have a couple more on this list. Flavored granola bars and added sugars and added sugars and preservatives being your ultra processed thing. Your processed version being granola bars with minimal additives. And if you can make your own granola bars, it's the best way to go. Lastly, ultra processed, artificially flavored cheese crackers. Now, if you're anything like me, you love cheese and you love anything cheesy. Almost anything cheesy. I grew up with cheese tricks. Anybody remember cheese tricks? Yeah. And there was this one product called Conches. And it came in this giant bag. It's like these cheese curls. And I remembered getting that, and I would just pour out some, and it would just be me and this bag of Conches. And I'd portion it out or spread it out so that I can have enough to last me through the week. Oh my goodness. And when I got to the end of that bag, I would lick that bag inside. I'd lick out the inside. I'd get every last crumb out of that bag. Those were the days. Not so much. For one, I can't find it now. But two, I probably would not be eating that anymore. Anyway. But your artificially flavored cheese crackers is your ultra processed thing. The processed version being naturally flavored crackers, and your home version, the best version, would be whole grain crackers. But you do want to check the ingredients though. Make sure that it has a very short ingredient list. And if you can get your real cheese, then you go with those whole grain crackers and the real cheese. And then there you have your cheese crackers. Now, the CNN had put out an article earlier this month talking about ultra-processed foods being linked to cancer and early death. And this was an article put out as a result of findings from research. And they say eating a lot of ultra-processed food significantly increases men's risk of colorectal cancer and can lead to heart disease and early death in both men and women. And this is according to large-scale studies of people in the United States and Italy published at the, let's see, when was this? At the last Wednesday in August in British Medical Journal, the BMJ. And they go on to say ultra-processed foods include pre-packaged soups, sauces, frozen pizza, ready-to-eat meals, and pleasure foods such as hot dogs, sausages, french fries, sodas, store-bought cookies, cakes, candies, donuts, ice cream, and many more. You know the interesting thing about some of these products though? Not to say that you can't eat them because you'll die, but when you overindulge, you'll definitely get sick and die. So if you have a little bit here and a little bit there, yeah, as long as you're also doing the clean stuff to help flush that out, you're drinking a lot of water. Not making an excuse, but it's a way to wean off of it. It's a process. But it's also a way to make sure to maintain good health. Literally, hundreds of studies link ultra-processed foods to obesity, cancer, cardiovascular disease, and overall mortality. This was said by Marian Nestle, the Paulette Goddard Professor Emerita of Nutrition, Food Studies, and Public Health at New York University, and author of numerous books on food politics and marketing, including 2015's Soda Politics, Taking on Big Soda and Winning. And she goes on to say, these two studies continue the consistency. Ultra-processed foods are unambiguously associated with an increased risk for chronic disease. And you can think of any chronic disease. Anyone that you can think of. Ultra-processed foods is definitely linked to it. The US-based study examined the diets of over 200,000 men and women for up to 28 years and found a link between ultra-processed foods and colorectal cancer, the third most diagnosed cancer in the United States in men, but not women. Strange, isn't it? Processed and ultra-processed meats such as ham, bacon, salami, hot dogs, beef jerky, and corned beef have been long associated with a higher risk of bowel cancer in both men and women, according to the World Health Organization. American Cancer Society also chimed in on this, and the American Institute for Cancer Research. The new study found that all types of ultra-processed foods played a role to some degree. So they cannot be left out at all. We found that men in the highest quintile of ultra-processed foods consumption compared those in the lowest quintile had a 29% higher risk of developing colorectal cancer, said co-senior author Fang Zhang, a cancer epidemiologist and chair of the Division of Nutrition Epidemiology and Data Science at the Friedman School of Nutrition Science and Policy at Tufts University in Boston. That association remained even after researchers took into account a person's body mass index or dietary quality. Why didn't the new study find the same risk for colorectal cancer in women? Would be a good question, right? Well, reasons for such a sex difference are actually unknown, but they may involve the different roles that obesity, sex hormones, and metabolic hormones play in men versus women. Alternatively, women may have chosen healthier, unprocessed foods, but however you want to work that out. I guess in every category there's a scale, and so you have the worst of the worst and the best of the worst, and I guess women have been choosing the best of the worst. I don't know, maybe they go with the veggie meat versus the processed meat itself. It's the better of the worst, that kind of a thing. Well, it is debatable, but hey, it's their choice. Alternatively, women may have chosen the healthier, unprocessed foods. The study did not find that eating a higher consumption of ultra-processed dairy foods, such as yogurt, was associated with a lower risk of colorectal cancer in women. Some ultra-processed foods are healthier, such as whole grain foods that contain little or no added sugars, and yogurt and dairy foods. Well, dairy is definitely questionable, yeah? Women did have a higher risk of colorectal cancer if they consumed more ready-to-eat or heat dishes such as pizza. However, men were more likely to have a higher risk of bowel cancer if they ate a lot of meat, poultry, or seafood-based ready-to-eat products and sugar-sweetened beverages. That's probably why I stay away from them. I can't be bothered with this cancer stuff. I have too many members of my family that have passed away from cancer. When I say members of my family, I mean both parents, grandparents, both grandfathers. That's way too much for me already. So I minimize my crazy. Yeah. And stay within manageable range. Not to say I don't consume an occasional cookie here and there, and like I said, I do have one sport drink after a workout, after a heavy workout once a week. But that's just about it. Americans consume a large percentage of their daily calories from ultra-processed foods, 58% in adults and 67% in children. And we should consider substituting the ultra-processed foods with unprocessed or minimally processed foods in our diets for cancer prevention and prevention of obesity and cardiovascular diseases. But we know why we have these percentages. 58% in adults and 67% in children. When you have our children consuming these ultra-processed foods, what do you think is going to happen to them when they become adults? But we know why. I come back to that. And Marva said it earlier. You cannot have $1 billion or $1 trillion, well, definitely several $100 billion industry of pharmaceuticals without having a proper fast food industry in place. There's no way the big pharma is going to exist without big food. It doesn't happen. And so you find people who are sitting on these boards of these big pharma companies, owning and sitting on boards of these fast food chains. You ever wonder why? And if they don't sit on the same boards, they definitely associate with them. Because one needs the other. People need the fast food because they're hooked on it because of the sugars and the salt. And the pharmaceuticals need them because they're going to treat their symptoms, not the causes. So it keeps them coming back. Nobody gets into business but to not make a profit. And the biggest profit-making business in the United States and the other few countries around the world that actually advertise pharmaceuticals, 4 of them it was, is you need business coming back. You need recurrent business. So you need to keep people sick. You can't be curing people. That's not good for business. It sounds weird, right? You go to the doctor to get something to treat your symptom, not to treat your cause. Well, yeah, because treating your cause is not good for business. It's good for health, it's good for life, but not good for business. And so you have to ask the question, what is it that your doctor is more inclined to address? The business side of healthcare or the life and living side of healthcare? Pat commenting here on YouTube Live, processed foods are no good. Brussels sprouts, broccoli, spinach, callaloo, collard greens, they clean your guts, as well as fruits help to clean your guts. Yeah. And your gut health determines your overall health. So if your gut biome is struggling, believe me, your overall health is also going to be struggling.
Look and know, seasoning up, well cut up, good fire blaze.
It's time for the McNeil Trucking sponsored musical therapy segment.
Seasoning up,
kicking it off with the sound of Jadan.
well cut up,
The track is called Cooking.
fire blaze up.
Yeah man, Mr. Congo Bongo himself.
Boil up, I'm cooking today. What I'm cooking today, I got some items through. We got some quinoa will do. I'm cooking today. What I'm cooking today, items through. We got some spell dumpling will do. This I wanna eat a. You need about 5 minutes more for this sipper. I said the walnut porridge well thicker. I said the ital through with a kick. Say me want no come me no want no little bitter. You know see how me calabash stick. First coconut better in a hit. I be safe just a little bit. Feel it for more when me forward. Frost off for me split. The kitchen I forget a visit. I'm cooking today. What I'm cooking today, I got some items through. We got some quinoa will do. I'm cooking today. Them ask me what I'm cooking today. Items through. We got some spell dumpling will do. No meat no in my kitchen. Rastafari no support blood spilling. Pass I some chickpeas or some ackee off the trees. Wild rice so you wild so. Full the pot of water, can't spoil you. Coconut a bubble down, hile you. Call me damsel, them can't style you. When you steam the callaloo, you make it mild so. And she no eat them KFC nor them burger. Watch it, Babylon where you heard her. And she no eat no for a burger. I'm cooking today. What I'm cooking today, I tell you, we got some quinoa will do. I'm cooking today. Them ask me what I'm cooking today, I tell you, we got some spell dumpling will do. Seasoning.
You know that's right, Pat. There are some ways that you can lower your blood pressure for those who are suffering from high blood pressure. Ginger, garlic, lemon, apple cider vinegar. Yeah man, those work wonders. Not to mention the turmeric. Yeah, you can't leave that out of the mix.
Now here comes another musical transmission. Roots operation.
This is Marty Dread working out with President Brown.
Man called Marty Dread alongside the President Brown Tower.
It's called No to Monsanto. You heard Marty Dread talking about this track, writing it when Monsanto tried to get into Hawaii.
Mother Nature in serious decline. Not to mention the war and crime. Millions of people in need.
This was his fight against Monsanto as a Hawaiian native. Or I should say as a Hawaiian resident.
Monopolizing the food we eat. Time for the people to see.
Everybody say no, no, no to Monsanto. I hear the people cry.
Oh, the people say so to big money corporation, monopolizing global food production. GMO is not for human consumption. No.
A call to action to one and all. We got to make Monsanto. No to Monsanto. Everybody say no, no, no to Monsanto. Hey. This is deeper than dollars and cents. Mr. Politician got no common sense. They're sowing seeds of pestilence. Revolution is sure to follow. Revolution. So we are here to say it's time to go. You and your bloody GMO. It may be a David and Goliath thing. We will protest and we will sing. No, no, say no, no to Monsanto. Everybody say no, no, no to Monsanto. I hear my people say. We say no, no, no to Monsanto. Everybody say no, no, no to Monsanto.
They got a vocal sound, chant them down like how David's to Goliath with a sling and a stone. Songs of rebellion, play this on the station, inform the nation, rock the situation, call to action, immediate attention is needed, together as one. We the people got the right to live, people want to live without being a science project or a guinea pig. They say no food shall be grown that they don't own. We come together, chant them down.
We say no, no, no to Monsanto. Everybody say no, no, no to Monsanto.
They got it, no, no, no to Monsanto.
Ideas, you better change your ways. Ideas, if you want to see longer days. Ideas, time to come off of the street before Babylon turn up the.
This is the sound of the pen himself,
Ideas,
Hopton Lindo.
change your ways. Ideas, if you want to see longer days.
Working out with Sly and Robbie.
Time to stop one rule.
Track called Hard Years.
Kill it, come down your food. Stick must be broken at your ears, make you can't hear. I chat about you a youngster and don't hear. Young but you no know no star. Prison life and no fault alone. Gunshot a lick and it no respect no one, so you better change your direction before you end up in a police station or a worse situation. Ideas, you better change your ways. Ideas, if you want to see longer days. Ideas, time to come off of the street before Babylon turn up the heat. Ideas, you better change your ways. Ideas, if you want to see longer days. Ideas, time to stop one rude before killing, come down your food. Build up your family, refusing to quit. Greed over blood money, tell me is it worth it? I chat about you a bad boy, hey, and I ride like a cowboy. But time longer than rope, don't take it for joke. Check yourself before you wet yourself and watch what you smoke. It's not too late to take advice, so listen to the words of the wise. Hey, ideas, you better change your ways. Ideas, if you want to see longer days. Ideas, time to come off of the street before Babylon turn up the heat. Ideas, you better change your ways. Ideas, if you want to see longer days. Ideas, time to stop one rude before killing,
ups and downs. I felt so far from grace.
This is the sound of Ambelique.
Most lost my place.
A track called Wouldn't Change a Thing.
Experience has taught.
Ambelique was my secret ingredient this past Saturday, live in the Reggae Global Radio Studio.
I know I'm
what an experience it was.
In a world of right and wrong, I know where I'm bound. If I had to do it over again, I wouldn't change a thing. Said my life is over, simple man, and that's the way it will remain. I've been through the fire and rain, and I never complained. I know what I have within, no need for change. Oh, so many people searching outside themselves for what they have within, forcing solutions on problems, doing all sorts of crazy things, making promises they just can't keep, fighting wars they'll never win, going in circles, a never-ending spin. If I had to do it over again, I wouldn't change a thing. My life is over, simple man, it's the way it will remain. I've been through the fire and the rain, and I never complain. I know what I have within, no need for change. No, 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 no. Said my life is over, simple man, that's the way it will remain. I've been through the fire and the rain, and I never complained. I know what I have down here.
Don't you ever let down your guard, and no matter what the heathen say, don't you ever let down your guard. Stop living your life the Bible.
This is the sound of the one and only Original.
Ever let down your guard. We want know the
Track called Don't Let Down Your Guard.
you ever let down your guard. No, 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 no. Living your life in hypocritical matters. Hypocrisy root was overshadowing the truth. Fighting this battle mentally and physically. Segregation is us from rallying the truth. Look all around you, there's a war going on. It's all the rich oppress the poor, and this I just cannot ignore. Press for the mark and keep your eyes on the goal. It is inevitable that we regain full control. And don't you ever let down your guard. And it don't matter what the heathen say, don't you ever let down your guard. Stop living your life the Babylonian way, don't you ever let down your guard. We burn out the heathens like every day, don't you ever let down your guard. No, 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 no. They are headed for a systematic meltdown, and there's nothing they can do to stop the movement of time. Transformation, days are changing the weather. So the energy is off, and so it's not get no better. Running around as if they are the creators of it all. It won't be long before Babylon falls. Crumbling down, see their destruction will be of their own. Don't you get caught in this Babylon zone. And don't you ever let down your guard. And no matter what the heathen say, don't you ever let down your guard. Stop living your life the Babylonian way, don't you ever let down your guard. We burn out the heathens like every day, don't you ever let down your guard. No, 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 no.
You can't kill me dream, you can't stop me hustle.
The fight where you want fight it just build up me muscle, cause you can't kill me dream. You'll never stop me hustle, no way.
This is the sound of Korik.
Tell you say you can't kill me dream. You can't stop.
It's called Can't Kill My Dream.
Fight it just build up me muscle, cause you can't kill me dream. You'll never stop me hustle, no way. No way, cause my spirit is unbreakable. That means my will is strong and my foundation is unshakable. No training, no practice, I got this, now I'm capable. Me ready for whatever, not doing this for pleasure. I'm coming with the pressure, time for work and no leisure. I'm coming for that treasure, at the top is my endeavor. And if you're waiting for me to give up, you wait forever. Cause I am not a quitter, I endure to be the victor. One more thing to consider, remember say you can't kill me dream. You can't stop me hustle all day. Fight you or fight it just build up me muscle, cause you can't.
Let me share with you something that Pat put here in the chat. She says when I buy my chicken, I clean it up, wash it first in baking soda and vinegar, and then wash them again in lemon and salt water, then season it and put it in the freezer. We'll pass it out and wait till at that point she ain't cook it.
Never gonna give up. Spirit of a fighter in me and it and live up. If you sit down on me chair, you know you have to get up, cause I'm coming for my share. Run bust a figure, kick up opportunity. No waste, cause then the things me grab and grip up. Try keep up, cause if you're waiting for me to give up, you wait forever. Cause I am not a quitter, I endure to be the victor. One more thing to consider, remember say you can't kill me dream. You can't stop me hustle all day. Fight you or fight it just build up me muscle, cause you can't kill me dream. You'll never stop me hustle, no way. No way, I tell you say you can't kill me dream. You can't stop me hustle all day. Fight you or fight it just
right part of that to stop because that part of the lyrics I had to make it play out.
hustle, no way. No way, no.
But yeah, right there with your part. Take care of yourself. You have to make sure you're doing the things that you know will help to take care of you.
But you can't kill me dream. You can't stop me hustle all day. Fight you and fight it just build up me muscle. Say you can't kill me dream and you never stop me hustle, no way. No way. You'll never kill me dream. Can't stop me hustle, darling. Fight you or fight it just build up me muscle. So you can't kill me dream and you never stop my hustle, no way. No way.
Got to get myself together.
This is the sound of Zeno.
I'm getting out of here.
The track is called Freedom. I haven't played this one in a minute.
Wanna be with my sisters and brothers, and there's somewhere out there. So freedom, Freedom Island, freedom. That place is for I man, freedom.
was Red Fox. Track called Praises.
Chant up a psalms and blaze up me says. Raise up me hands to the base and fall place. My joy, my happiness, my peace of mind, my good night grace. Highly, highly blessed, well, it's my light outside the face. I don't want to try to test and now no like me take and stay. Matter what you do, well, you know, so that me ever God bless. Praise the Most High Jah always. Praise. Them up in me, see them a come there, see them a run there, want to suck me energy, but Jah, you say mommy remedy, step away my friends, them away from my enemies, no things are getting clear, no evil I don't fear, so while young conscience waiting out there, you can do as you like, say as you like, come as you like, that's quite alright, cause some of them are suck and some of them are right, but Jah is the light, oh Jesus Christ, in the days of trouble, he shall hide me. In my distress and all my despair. So let Jah arise and all my enemies scatter. Can't stop me now. Demons go on to flatter. Oh, cast thyself out of my presence. You don't see man in the essence. Get away. Don't the pestilence. There's no place here for you to dwell. Get away. Well, Jah can't sound the spell that's been holding. I and I man down so long. Well, here I come, watching to Mount Zion. So me tell them, praise the Most High Jah always. Praise the Most High Jah always. Praise the Most High Jah always. Cause when I'm on down on the praise, only him alone can take me out me streets. Chant up and psalms and blaze up me says. Rise up me arm to the base of all base. My joy, my happiness, my peace of mind, my good night race. Highly, highly blessed, one is my light, no side effects. I don't want to try to this and now don't like me take and stay. Matter what you do, well you know say that me ever God bless.
The track is called Praises, the sound of Red Fox.
Can't stop me now.
This is how we close out the night shift with DJ Kevin Stewart tonight, Healthy Love Night. I want to thank you each and everyone for participating. Thank you for contributing. And I'm not talking about just your financial contribution that you can give on the website, but your contribution to the broadcast. I thank you. It is very valuable. As we part company, I do want you to remember to look out for members of your community, and remember that your community, it's not just a development that you live in, but it spreads far and wide. So those you pass on the bus and the plane, the boat or the train, whether you walk, ride or drive, these are members of your community. Look out for one of them today, because you never know who's going to look out for you tomorrow. My name is DJ Kevin Stew, so I like to do it to you, for you, and with you every Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. KevinStew.com and affiliate 10 p.m. Eastern. Join me tomorrow as we close out the night shift week with Real Talk. Same time, same place. Good morning, good afternoon, good day to you wherever you are in the world. From right here in South Florida, I bid you all a good night. Be good. If you can't be good at it, yeah? Until next time, take care. Greetings and Salutations, one and all. You're invited to tune in to the Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew. It airs on Mondays with Community and Finance, Tuesdays with Healthy Love, and Wednesdays with Real Talk from 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern Time. Come spend some time interacting in the stew pot where we keep things bubbling and wind down in musical therapy. The Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew is on kevinstew.com, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment.